Hello, this is Doug Hudeberg. I'm the author of Deconstructing the IMOS, which is an ebook that kind of demystifies the marketing ideas and marketing concepts behind the most successful information marketing systems online. What I want to talk about here is the IMOS system map templates, and these templates are available to you if you don't have them already, and I'll give you that address in a second here. But this file that I'm going to give you a tour of the template file. It's a PowerPoint file that contains a variety of system map templates, and these maps represent the common selling systems that infopreneurs use. The goal of the templates is to make it easier for you to create maps of your individual selling systems without having to start from scratch. So what I've done is I've attempted to create some generic systems that you should be able to use as you go through, and you'll find one that most closely matches your system, and then you can modify it from there. So if you're using the templates, one note here is, and this is all in the templates themselves, so you'll be able to read this, but before you change this file, make sure you save it under a different name so that you retain the original for future use. So you can browse through these slides and pick a template. These are all different sales system templates that are in the slides, in the slide deck. And I'll probably keep updating it as we find different common systems that might have been missed. But I think we've caught the major ones. So if you don't have these template files, what you want to do is go to this address, www.imos.systemmap.com, and that will take you directly to a page where you can get those template files. They're not expensive at all, and it'll save you a heck of a lot of time, so I suggest doing that. So why make a system map? Again, this is all in your file, so I'm not going to talk extensively about it because you can read it from the file, but I do want to point out that this process of actually mapping your sales process in a flowchart is incredibly valuable. It's difficult to explain how valuable it is if you haven't done it. It brings a lot of clarity to your planning and to your management of your systems. It gives you a lot of insights that can help you improve your processes. Once you see everything down on paper in black and white, or in color in this case, you're going to get just a lot more insights into what you might be able to do to improve your profitability by modifying and improving your sales system. It also puts you in a much better position to track your results. So once you have everything mapped out in a flowchart, and that's what I do with the users of my tracking tool called Visiolo, is I have them first start with one of these maps, and it really gives them a head start on knowing what are the key conversion points that they want to track. And also, it's very useful if you have team members, which if you don't have now, you'll probably have in the future. If you want to do any outsourcing and get some help managing your sales systems, a great place to start is to share your system map with them so that they can see exactly what's going on and start to understand, get up to speed with what you're doing. I've also got some notes here about how to work with the system. I'm not going to go into all the details because I'll show you that in another video, but it's also noted here. But I do want to talk to you about why I chose PowerPoint as the format. I've used a variety of different flowcharting tools, and by all means, if you have one that you use, if you use Visio or use one of the open source flowcharting tools available, then by all means use that. But what I've done is I've created these in PowerPoint because almost everybody has PowerPoint or OpenOffice Impress, which is an open source component of the OpenOffice suite. So if you have either of those, you can use these templates. And I wanted to make it so that nobody would have to buy any software, install anything, and also so that it could be easily edited with a minimal learning curve. So that's why I chose this format. And then right before we wrap up this segment of the video, I just want to go over our key. So I've color-coded these systems, and here's a representative system up here. The key in your file explains what each of the color codings and the different symbols mean. Purple is a traffic source, so that could be your email list or pay-per-click or blog or Twitter or whatever. You can list as many as you want, and you want to show how traffic is getting into your system. And then the blue boxes are pages. They're just regular web pages. The green arrows are MDAs, which is most desired action. So in most cases, your arrows are going to be green because you don't really need to flowchart all the things that they might do if they say no. You just want to flowchart your optimum flow, your optimum process through your sales process, and that's using most desired actions. The orange boxes is email. So whenever email is part of your system, in this case the user has to confirm by email before they're actually on your list, and I'll explain this whole system later, so don't worry about that. But if email is part of your system, which it almost always is in some component, you want to use orange boxes to denote email. And then green, finally green, or not finally, but next most important thing is green boxes, which are goals pages. And use a green box when you've got a page that tells you that a goal has been reached. So in this case, somebody purchased the back-end offer here, and they land on your download page. That page is a goal page, and it should be called out because you'll use that when you set up your tracking. And you want to be able to specifically track those goal pages so you know how many opt-ins and sales you're getting from your system. And red arrows are declined offers. So here we have a back-end offer. If they say no, they're going to go to a different page to download their front-end offer. And again, I'll explain this particular system in detail, but red arrows are declined arrows. And then finally we have background actions. This is an action that happens by your autoresponder. Nobody actually clicks on anything or does anything. It happens in the background, so we use a dotted line to denote that. Okay, I'll be back with a tour of each one of these systems in the next video.